If you had us going three and whatever, have us going three and whatever. You know what I mean? At least stick by your word, because I want you to sound like an idiot at the end.
Idiots! Oh, wait. I'm the idiot. I am the person that Richard Sherman is talking about in that video. Well, guess what, Richard? I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. All right, so if you'll allow me, if I might quote famed philosopher Ernie McCracken, who once said, "Sometimes a bowler must face the music." And that bowler is me. Yeah, you know what? Let's be perfectly truthful. I got this prediction wrong. I said the 49ers were going to go 3-13 this season. They're already 4-0. I'm an idiot. I'm the worst. How did I get this job? You know nothing about football. You're a clown. I get it. You know what? Please. And I will ask you to continue to do this. Go to my social media pages. Go to the comments here. Say what you got to say. Like, believe me, I'm totally cool with it. You're raising my clout. Just be a little bit more clever than the clown emoji. Like, that's been done to death. If you can't think of anything smart to say, then don't say it. You know, I should have thought of that before I was making predictions and everything. But listen, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Last year, you don't think that I wasn't out there taking victory laps on everybody who said the Bears were not going to be a good football team and they went on and won the NFC North? I'm still taking victory laps on that. I kept the receipts. So please, enjoy yourselves. This is exactly what sports is about. I want you to have a good time. Just remember, I have a family. I have parents that read this stuff. So be cool. And I do want to take a moment to kind of explain myself, not in a way that like I'm not wrong or anything. I'm not going to be like one of those Dodger fans who for years have been saying that Clayton Kershaw is better than Madison Bumgarner, even though the evidence is overwhelmingly in Mad Bum's favor. Like, I'm not going to be that person. I made a prediction. I got it wrong. I will own up to it. I did want to just come in and make a couple of points here. And really, when you looked at that video and you saw a 60-second clip, understand that was part of an hour-long television show where I made predictions for every team. Okay, so I didn't get a full minute to go. I didn't get a lot of time to explain why I was making these picks. I would like to do that here in this YouTube video. This is kind of a behind the scenes of what I was thinking. And so I will say this. And of course, you know, if you didn't read my State of the Franchise, which I published back in May, where I kind of laid out my thoughts on the San Francisco 49ers, you should have checked that out because I was pretty nice. I was pretty glowing, but I had three things that I wanted the 49ers to accomplish coming into this season. Number one, being 500. Now, obviously, being 4-0, halfway to that goal is what I felt was a reasonable goal for you guys. I said, don't get swept by the Cardinals, which shouldn't be a problem, and split at least one, or split with the Rams and the Seahawks, which again, you have more than a good chance. I'm not going to start picking you. Don't worry about that. I have made a deal with Mark Willard of NPR. Said, listen, I will not pick you guys to win. Richard Sherman, I will not pick you guys to win. I will remain an idiot the whole year. I just want to give you a little bit of insight of what I was thinking. Now, one of the reasons you're like, well, didn't you? Listen, I understand. You made some improvements. But look at last year, you guys couldn't get to the quarterback. You were 22nd in sacks. Now, obviously, Joey Bosa's brother was coming in. You signed D Ford. Listen, it seems good on paper. You thought you made a good pick with Solomon Thomas, too. Listen, sometimes until we see it, I had a question mark with it. Obviously, Nick Bosa's brother went out there and crushed Baker Mayfield's hopes and dreams on Monday Night Football. Looked like the second overall selection in the draft, so you got that. Congratulations. Okay, so you got a pass rush. That's going to be helping out, too. Number two, I wanted to see you guys actually get an interception by a cornerback. Richard Sherman had more interceptions last night on Monday Night Football than the entire secondary had last year. You had 2 picks last year. So you can see where I thought this might be a concern. But I did say, and I did point this out, that Kyle Shanahan always has a sneaky, good running game. It's been one of his calling cards, whether it was when he was an assistant in Cleveland, Atlanta, and of course when he came to the San Francisco 49ers, running was always going to be something that he did well. And obviously you saw that on Monday night. Matt Breida crushing it. Tevin Coleman returns from an injury. He does well. The running game is good. And I think it's one of the things. And really, you don't have an established number one receiver in the mold of somebody like DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, somebody like that. I actually think George Kittle can be kind of that guy. And you were 3-0 heading into last night. George Kittle hadn't really been a factor, even though he had a couple of touchdowns called back. I think even in just Tampa Bay alone. Got into the end zone last week, and so that's good. So all this stuff is trending up. Now you wonder, and so I said, and I wrote this again, in the state of the franchise, you can find it at NFL.com/rank. Go down to May. I wrote this. I said, this is what I thought for the 49ers. They had the kind of team that could finish with either 12 wins, or I could see them scuffling along for 7. They also, Jimmy Garoppolo was coming back from an injury. You guys knew that. But you might ask yourself, why 3 wins? Why did I settle on 3 wins? It seemed a little low. Obviously, it looks stupid now. The thing is, I thought you guys would go 2-2 to begin the season. I had you losing on the road at Tampa Bay. That's a tough place to play. Bruce Arians was coming in, potentially turning that franchise around. And honestly, Jameis Winston throws a couple of picks. That game could have gone the other way. I didn't know that Ben Roethlisberger was going to be out for the season with an injury. But again, I'm not here to make excuses. I don't want to take away from what the 49ers have been able to do this year because it's been impressive. You win those games. Like, good teams win those games. Bad teams do not win those games. So the 49ers, obviously, they're playing very well. I don't want to take them away. I don't want to take that away from them. But again, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon or doing anything like that. But what is the realistic? What do you guys think is the realistic outcome? Now you're 4-0. The last time you were 4-0 was 1990. Which I believe, did you go to the Super Bowl that year? It was a year after you beat the Rams 38-3 in the NFC Championship game. No, you lost to the Giants. That's right. You lost to the Giants. Whatever. That was a great team, though. Unfortunate circumstance with Roger Craig fumbling the football. But let's say this. Now, you're 4-0. Got the Rams this week in Los Angeles. That's a winnable game for you. I'm picking against you the rest of the way, just as a courtesy to you. I don't want, again, not jumping. Richard Sherman, you're one of my favorite players in the NFL. And I understand if you think I'm an idiot. It's proven to be the case. Here's my thing. I have to pick against you the rest of the way just to follow your wishes. You got the Rams. All right. You got the Redskins the following week. So no matter what, after 7 games, you will have at least 5 wins because you're not losing to the Redskins. Panthers, that's a tough one. They got Kyle Allen. I don't know. I think that's a winnable game for you. Obviously, the Cardinals on the road. Even though they swept you last year and it was not really a joke, I'm like, don't get swept again. You're going to win one of the games against the Cardinals. You got the Seahawks at home. That'll be a tough one. That's where it's kind of tricky because you have the Seahawks at home. Cardinals again. It feels like such a letdown game. If you beat the Seahawks or whatever, then you got the Packers. You got Baltimore on the road. You got New Orleans on the road. You're at home against the Falcons now. The Falcons are dog S. And you got the Rams and you got Seattle. Now, back in the day, but back before we saw what this team was going to be like, I thought that these games were going to be games that you lost. But you know what? These are very winnable games for you. I'm done making predictions on your squad. So listen, I'm an idiot. You guys are very smart. Richard Sherman, you're a smart person. You've been on the cover of Madden. You've won a Super Bowl title. If you think I'm an idiot, you're probably correct. So good luck to you guys the rest of the way. Continue to come by. Again, just keep the language cool. I don't want, my wife reads this. So even though I tell her not to, and by the way, that's not a Rams thing back there. That's just here in the studio. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. I've enjoyed this. Continue. Matt Barr, the rest of the 49ers web zone, all you guys. I know that you're having fun right now, and I appreciate it. Be good. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, wait. Bye.